25 years for 50 grams of baby powder might sound excessive, but let's take a closer look at this. A glamorous law student sentenced to 25 years in hellhole Dubai prison, where assault is everyday occurrence over coke bust. She is from the UK, by the way, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to jump to conclusions because of her appearance, but we need to get a couple things straight. First is the sentence, like 25 years for literally 50 grams of blow. Sounds like a lot, right? Sounds like a severe punishment. I see all over the internet, especially X, of course, that people are saying that maybe this is not fair. This is way too much. That she doesn't deserve a sentence like this. What is this? Why is so many years? It's like she killed somebody or something, and that is some reflection that we should have, and this comparison, so to speak, between Middle Eastern countries and the Western world, and the crisis that we have in the Western world right now. It's something that is really close to home, and we can learn one thing or two from this. The first thing is that many people are usually confused about Dubai. They think that Dubai is a country. No, Dubai is not a country. Dubai is an emirate. It's quite kind of a state of the United Arab Emirates, or the UAE. And it's obviously an Arab Muslim country. And when you say that it's an Arab Muslim country, people immediately jump to conclusions about it. It's understandable, but they say that they marry girls there. If women are stoned to death there, and a lot of crazy stuff that it does happen in other Arab Muslim countries. Granted, but we are talking about the UAE in this case. And by the way, when we talk about the age of consent, for example, I'm going to talk briefly about the UAE as a country I have visited a couple times. Not going to lie, Abu Dhabi is great. It's another emirate in there. 7 emirates, Dubai and Abu Dhabi are 2 of those emirates, and Abu Dhabi is like the capital of the UAE. And it's the cultural nucleus, so to speak, and Dubai is the financial nucleus. So many people have this misconception, talking about, for example, age of consent. Oh, they marry girls in there. No, they're not. Actually, the minimum age to be married in the UAE is 18 years old. It's in the law. Again, the UAE is a bit different from other Arab countries in this regard. And if you say, but okay, Jesus, but that is the minimum age to get married, what is the age of consent? The UAE doesn't have a per se age of consent, because anything that is a sexual intercourse outside of marriage is illegal. So essentially, you cannot have sexual intercourse if you are younger than 18 years old. So we could say that 18 years old is the age of consent. Compare that to the UK, where the age of consent is 16 years old. So you understand that people are a bit, have been misled. And maybe you want to find out more about the UAE. There are a couple of things, of course. One thing that has to do, of course, with this case is how law is enforced in the UAE, in every emirate, and all of 7 emirates in the UAE. Something very simple, for example, is that when you rent a car, they tell you, if you see, you're going to down the highway, right? And the highway says 60 kilometers per hour, you have to go at 60 kilometers per hour. It's not 61, it's not 62, and definitely not a 65. It's 60 kilometers per hour. If not, you get a fine. Crazy things that can happen. For example, I think Mega on X was saying, you know what? You know what does this prevent? This prevents that, girls are not stabbed in the metro. And granted, that horrific stabbing, in the train that we were talking about the other day in Charlotte, North Carolina. That is not going to happen in the UAE. That simply does not happen. But you know that what does happen in the UAE, in the metro? If you chew, you're chewing bubble gum in the metro, you will get a fine. That is kind of stuff, the crazy stuff in there. Every single form of drugs. Let's talk about drugs. Every single form of drug is forbidden, prohibited, bad. Call it what you want. You cannot even bring CBD oil into the UAE. There was this case of a guy who went to the UAE, I think it was Abu Dhabi or Dubai, I don't remember which airport, and he was just on a connection. He was not going to enter the UAE. It was just on a connection to another country. And he was carrying like some CBD oil, you know, from this, I don't know how to say it, this derived from, cannabis, okay, right? So he got 6 months in jail. I think it was 6 months in jail for just a connection there. So you have to, I can understand, okay, that is actually excessive. Why are you like defending that kind of system? And I would say because in so many ways it works, because there's virtually no crime in there. There are cities that you feel actually safe. Oh, but the women have to wear this, all this, head to toe. No. I remember my first week in Abu Dhabi, and something really, really strange happened to me. I knew that women Western women could dress whatever they wanted there, but I couldn't possibly know how true was that statement until I saw, in the middle of the day, in Abu Dhabi, and it almost surrounded by women who were totally covered, was this girl who was she must have been like 23 or 25 years old. She was with this fitness attire, was just some shorts, very tight shorts, and a very tight top. That's all that she had. And the top and the shorts were like this skin tone. And they basically match her skin tone. And she was jogging, right, on the street. And from a distance, it really looked like she was naked. So she was like dressed in a very provocative way, even for Western standards. So I say, what? This is happening here? So yeah, you have some leeway with some stuff. I think I have experienced very few countries in which people are so polite. People are really polite. Everyone is so polite. Everything works perfectly. It's such an amazing experience. I don't know. That's maybe it's because I really don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke weed. I don't know, so many things. I'm almost a Muslim right now. Yeah, at this point of my life. One other thing I don't remember. I used to joke about that. I don't eat pork. That's one thing that I've done. And so I felt pretty much really safe in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai. But that is the thing. They have very strict laws, and they don't care if it's what is your age, what is your gender, where you come from. You have to obey the law. And the thing is that the ignorance of the law doesn't exempt you from having to comply with the law. That is the most important thing. And yes, you might say, okay, but is this fair? I would say that you, as in every single situation, no matter where you are, even in the United States, you need to be wary of who you hang out with. And you have to be wary of the law in each state of the United States, because in some states you can have, some weed. In other states you will be thrown into jail. I remember that there was this Venezuelan comedian. He went to the United States and he disappeared from the social media, like for months, like 3 months. He disappeared. When he finally appeared on social media was he had been detained. I don't remember what was the state. It was a while ago, like maybe 6 years ago. He said that he was detained because he had weed with him, and it was illegal in the state that he was. He didn't know. You go to jail. You still go to jail. The law is enforced. We don't care who you are. And again, anyone who goes to the UAE knows that these rules are in place for a reason. If you have anything to do with any amount of drugs, even if CBD oil, you will go to jail. So again, this is, I would say that this kind of enforcement, even if the punishment sounds excessive, I think this kind of enforcement, maybe more proportionately to the crime, it's urgently needed in the Western world. And that's one of the reasons why the Western world has in this spiral of decay. And it shouldn't be. So again, maybe you have your conceptions about the UAE. We can talk about Saudi Arabia as well. We can talk about Qatar as well. But in terms of the UAE, this is something that they are really strict with. Great country, great cities, amazing experience, amazing people. I have to say that, amazing people. But there's a no-nonsense approach to the law and complying with the law. Again, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. Is this too much? Is this what we need in the Western world? Are you willing to go? Have you traveled to the UAE? Let me know in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Bottom Language Guy. Much love and bliss.